Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first time here. I will be doing a pick a card reading for the week of September 20th through 26th. I will also be announcing the winner of last week's giveaway. Let's just go ahead and do that. So the winner of last week's giveaway is Kevin Maynard. At least that's what the YouTube account is listed under. So I'm not sure if your first name is Kevin or your first name is Maynard, but either way, you can message me through my website or through my Etsy shop. You are welcome to choose any reading or healing session that you'd like. That's what you specified in your comment that was the winning one. So if you have changed your mind and you would prefer the Vita Jewel gemstone vial, you are welcome to choose that instead. Just let me know. Otherwise, go ahead and pick whatever your heart desires and send me a message and we will get started. So congratulations, Kevin. Please do, if this channel resonates with you, if you watch the readings each week and enjoy them, please do remember to like and share and subscribe. I will do another similar giveaway when we reach 400 subscribers. So thank you all for your participation and let's get started. So this week, as I said, September 20th to 26th, we do have the autumnal equinox on the 22nd. So I think that's Tuesday here in the Northern Hemisphere where I am. Oh, and before I forget, those of you who sent me private messages asking if I was okay, because you know I am in Oregon and we have had some pretty crazy wildfires and pretty crazy smoke and really poor air quality. Thank you so much for checking in on me. I really appreciate it. As of Saturday, the smoke started to move out. We got some rain Friday evening, so things are looking a lot better here in Oregon. But the whole coast, California, Oregon, and Washington is just still pretty precarious as far as the wildfires. So please do keep sending your thoughts and love. I appreciate it very much. So thank you all. So back to what I was saying about the 22nd, Tuesday being the autumn equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere, first day of fall. So sort of a time to plant intentions for moving forward, but also a time of kind of harvesting those seeds that we planted at the beginning of the year. So kind of a time of taking stock, seeing just where we're at, seeing what we want to move forward on, what we want to let go of. Growing things in gratitude is the message I keep getting during meditation and during private readings, is gratitude is always so important. We can't manifest anything without gratitude, or not anything positive. We can't manifest anything positive or beneficial for us without being in gratitude for what we already have and what we know is coming to us. So just being in gratitude for all of what we have, even if things have been, pretty topsy-turvy so far this year, and kind of tilling that soil during this time of harvest and going, okay, my life has changed since January and I'm going to let this project go because I'm really feeling this one. And I know that's right for me. I don't need to question this anymore. So, kind of tilling that soil. If there's anything we need to let go of, turning it under, it always acts as a learning experience. It always acts as fertilizer for new ideas, but tilling that soil under so that it's richer for what we do want to grow now. So that's the energy I'm feeling for this week for everyone, just generally for this coming week. I am going to do 3 stacks for this week's pick a card reading. The first one will have this malachite as its crystal just for pick a card purposes. So if you resonate most strongly with this malachite, you will be group 1. This second group will be this ruby in Fuchsite, just kind of a mouthful. So if you resonate most strongly with this ruby in Fuchsite, you will be group 2. And group 3 will have this fluorite, which is kind of a really pale purple and mint green. I don't know if it shows up on the camera. It's the light in here is a little glary today because it's sunny, which I will take because we haven't had sun because it's been so smoky. So that is fluorite. If you resonate most strongly with that crystal, you will be group 3. Again, these are sort of messages for the collective. You may find something in one of the groups that you really resonate with. You might feel called to watch 2 or all 3 of them. Whatever you feel is correct. I like to think there's something for everybody in each group, but you may resonate more strongly with the messages from one group than for another. So we will get started with group 1. Oh, I did want to mention this week we are using crystal deck number 5 for our supportive crystal energy. This is going to be a sort of a 5-card spread for each group this week with specific sort of intentions or guidance for each card. So for the crystal energy for each group, we'll use crystal deck number 5. And then I want to do what energy to release for each group. And we'll use the power of surrender deck for that. And then a spirit animal energy to guide you during this week. We'll use the spirit animal oracle for that one. And a message from your higher self for each group. I'm going to use the messenger oracle. And then sort of a prayer or offering for new movement forward for each group. And I'm going to use the wild offering oracle for that one. So let's get started with group 1. Those of you who chose this lovely malachite. We will get started with your crystal energy. And you get Euleksite this week, which is not a very common crystal. It resonates really strongly and directly with the third eye chakra. So just an indication that we're going to have a lot of intuitive information coming in for this group. Really be on the lookout for signs, symbols, synchronicities. Extra aware of those this week because there's going to be a lot of information coming in through this intuitive center. The 3 keywords are magnification, resolution, and clarity. And the mantra or affirmation you can work with to connect with Euleksite is I am filled with understanding and focus. So interesting how it's that third eye connection, resolution and clarity being the keywords, and I am filled with understanding and focus. So really saying if we sit with that information we're getting in through our third eye, through our intuitive centers from higher sources, that it brings us understanding about a certain subject. So if you've been contemplating anything or questioning anything or seeking answers about something, really kind of sit with any information you're getting intuitively, and you will be filled with understanding and focus about what the best resolution is. So that is your Euleksite, your crystal energy for this week. And then for group 1, what you need to release or surrender to this week. And it is surrender to passion. It says, get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So very much a creative energy, but also connected to this clarity and this focus from the Euleksite card. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So if you chose group 1, and this is I know I just chose these crystals just for pick a card purposes, but that's very also connected to the malachite energy of movement and change and release and being reconnected to that fiery energy. So surrendering to passion this week. And passion is not always in romantic relationships. It's not always about romantic partners. It's not always that kind of passion. It's the passion of creativity, the passion of connection. We've been disconnected from others for a while now. So really just being connected to others and ourselves and getting back into that creative energy. So we have so far clarity, focus, passion. There might be a theme here, group 1. And then a spirit animal to guide you this week is chameleon spirit. It's the number 14. I love this one because you just might not be feeling this passion energy. Chameleon spirit says act as if. Chameleon spirit says fake it till you make it. Chameleon spirit says just start the bowl rolling so that your colors can start to change, so that you can start to move, so that you can start to blend into a new experience, into that passionate energy. So this is perfect when combined with the other 2 energies. Chameleon spirit says just get going. You will start to change, you will start to transform, you will start to find your passion once you start taking those baby steps. So chameleon spirit this week for you, group 1, says act as if. Fake it till you make it. baby steps. Just get going just a little bit. That's all you need. We'll take it from here. So that's your spirit animal energy for this week. And then a message from your higher self. Oh, perfect. So this is the number 50 card. And this is from the Messenger Oracle. And this is you were born to create. So very creative energy this week, very much about birthing things and passion. If you look at the symbolism on this card, it's very fiery, kind of like that surrender to passion energy that we have on the second card. Creative energy, which is what we've been talking about during this whole spread. But you also have this egg symbolism, which is about growth and birth and fertility of ideas, and you see the light kind of bursting out of that egg. It's something is ready to be born. You are either have been working on something and it's really going to come to fruition during this time period, or you're going to be given the spark of an idea that grows until it's ready to come out. So either way, it is about passion, it is about creativity, it is about creation. So that is your message from your higher self for this week. And then your last one, group one, is a prayer or offering for new movement forward. What do you need to do to really get this going? And this is also absolutely perfect. It's the creative blocks card. So this is saying it's time to let go of those blocks. It's, time to move forward. And I love this little bumblebee down here that you might not even notice, but bumblebee symbolism is about focus. So that is mentioned here in this card. It's mentioned throughout the reading. We may feel like ping pong balls lately. I know that I have. It's like, should I study this modality? Should I study this modality? Do I have enough certifications? What am I doing? What am I interested in? So it's about using discernment, is the message I keep getting for myself. It's about using discernment to narrow things down. It is fine to be a student of life and always learning. That is fantastic. But if they are distractions from your path, then use your discernment to narrow down that path, to put those blinders on, to bring a little bit of focus in, and say, okay, what one is really lighting me up right now? I can do the others later, but it'll cut down on feeling like a ping pong ball if I use a little bit of focus right now, if I do something from start to finish, if I finish this creative project, or if I at least narrow down what I want this creative project to be. So that's this sort of bumblebee symbolism, is focus. It is about passion and creativity. It also has that symbolism, but it's about focus, and you can call on that energy to help bring focus to your projects. This says if you are an artist of any kind, and I have to interrupt this, I have to interrupt myself here. We all are. Everyone's an artist of some kind. So it doesn't matter if it's creative thoughts, if it's things you're putting out into the world, if it's actual, what most people call art, like painting or making jewelry, sculpting. Are you a clay artist? Whatever it is. Are you an oracle card reader? Are you a tarot reader? How do you find creativity? We do it. Each one of us is an artist somehow. And so that's mainly the feeling of this whole reading, is what is your passion? What is your creativity? What is your focus right now? We are all unlimited beings and we can explore everything, but what is our focus right now? And if things are too broad, if we are ping-ponging too much, it can lead to creative blocks where we just kind of shut down and don't do anything. So that's the energy we're getting out of. This is a prayer or offering for new movement forward. So it says, if you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So with these cards, you are always welcome to use higher self, divine, God, source, whoever your higher power is. However you want to phrase that. So if you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from my blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. So that's how you release those creative blocks and move into this energy of finding what it is that serves you, because when you find what you connect with, what your true passion is, you will be serving others, because you will be raising your vibration, you will be living in joy, and you will be living in service to yourself, which automatically makes you of service to others. So really about focus and connecting to your passion this week for those of you who chose group one. Hi, group two. So for those of you who chose this ruby and fuchsite, This is your reading for the week of September 20th to 26th. So we will start with our crystal energy, our supportive crystal energy for this week, and it is magnesite for those of you who chose group 2. So this is interesting because I did choose the crystals this week just for pick a card purposes. They don't match the crystal card, but these do have a very similar soothing energy. So that is interesting this week. Sorry about that. So magnesite being your crystal energy that can support you this week, it is connected to the crown, third eye, and heart. So those kind of higher energy centers, but also connected to that heart. So bringing in that higher wisdom, but very much through a heart-centered energy. Its 3 keywords are unconditional love, visualization, and meditation. And it's mantra or affirmation you can use this week is I love myself and others unconditionally and without judgment. So this is interesting. We will see if this turns into a theme for you this week, but I get a very, very kind of healing, loving, supportive vibe this week for those of you who chose group 2. And this indicating that it is coming in through visualization and meditation. It's also interesting because I always think magnesite is interesting because to me in its raw form it kind of looks like the brain. So it is about using your mind to kind of still your mind, which I know is very difficult, especially these days, so that you are able to productively visualize and productively meditate. And if you're not able to just still your mind, guided meditations are fine and they're fantastic. And you can find one for, I believe, every subject ever thought of on YouTube. So there are some really great ones. But unconditional love, visualization, meditation. I love myself and others unconditionally and without judgment. And I am getting the message too to pass along that that's when healing can come in. When you love yourself unconditionally and without judgment, when you're not blaming yourself or your body or your energy body for anything, then that's when healing, true healing, can come in on all levels. So that is your crystal energy for this week. And your power of surrender card. So this is what to release or what to surrender to this week. And it is, ooh, interesting. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. So I don't even remember exactly what I just said because it was kind of information that just came in, but that was very much the vibe I was getting with that. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. That's when we forgive ourselves, when we are unconditionally loving with ourselves, when we don't blame ourselves for anything that's happened in our life, and we really forgive ourselves on all levels and everyone else, of course. But a lot of us extend courtesies to others that we don't extend to ourselves. So this is really the message I'm getting is about not blaming ourselves for anything, forgiving ourselves, letting go, surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. So this, I talk about this a lot in other readings here on YouTube, but it also comes up a lot in private readings. Your emotions, how you feel in your body, are your GPS. They are your best guidance system. There are other ways through divinations, through readings that we can seek guidance, and I believe those to be helpful and beneficial. I always like a second opinion when I'm making a big decision or when I'm just feeling lost. So, but as far as really, if there are 2 paths or there is a decision to be made that involves you or your health or your body, it is best to sit with the options, really sit still with them and go, okay, how does this one feel to me? How does that one feel to me? Your body, your emotions will tell you which one feels better to you in your physical body, and then go with your gut. So if you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. And this, you can use that for anything. It's almost like our internal pendulum. I use a pendulum for yes, no answers a lot in private readings. And, our emotions and how they feel in our physical body are really like an internal pendulum. They are our GPS system. So it's a wonderful gift that we all have, and it's just a matter of kind of slowing down and getting in tune with that so we can hear it and trust it. And then your spirit animal energy to guide you this week, group 2, is the number 35 card, and it is Koala Spirit, and it says Spirit has a plan. So I really like this because it is about, well, for one, how beautiful is that koala with its little third eye ornament here, which is about kind of getting in touch with that inner guidance. But koala moves slowly. So koala, if you think of the difference between like visualize a koala swinging through the trees in the jungle and a monkey swinging through the trees in a jungle, koala moves slowly. Koala might stop, eat a few eucalyptus leaves, take a nap, ponder things, see what the next best tree is to go to, where monkey is like all over the place. Maybe that's why they call it monkey mind. But monkey is all over the place. Monkey is like swinging before it even thinks. So this is saying that during this week, if you chose this group 2, the ruby and fuchsite, this is a week to slow down. Spirit has a plan. Spirit will reveal it to you, but you have to be moving slow enough to recognize what that plan is that Spirit has for you. Spirit may be giving this to you in the form of feelings in your physical body, like we just talked about with the previous card, and surrendering to the wisdom of your body. So this is really, I feel like, about physical healing, physical health, could be on an emotional level, emotional healing, emotional health. But I feel like for a lot of people it is something that's lodged either in the physical body or in the energetic body. So a lot of healing going on this week and getting in touch with your emotions and how they feel in your physical body and where that leads you and helps you make the right decisions. And this says Spirit will help you. You just have to be moving slowly and quietly and relaxing into it in order to hear those messages. And then your message from your higher self this week, group 2, is, oh, perfect. It's follow the moon. So this has a lot of full moon symbolism. Obviously, we just came out of a really strong new moon that kind of felt more like a full moon to me. It felt more releasey to me. So I feel like we're in a lot of building energy, like where decisions will be made this week. We'll be moving towards something. I think things are kind of flipped around with the moons, at least the way I feel it energetically right now. So follow the moon. Moon is always yin energy, feminine energy, female energy, the energy of receptivity, which is perfect because this is all saying we're going to be getting messages. We're going to feel them in our bodies. We're going to feel them emotionally. They're going to lead to healing. They're going to lead to correct decisions when we pay attention to them. So this is really about, follow the moon is about, it could be a message for some of you to really pay attention to the moon phases and really do some healing and clearing work according to the moon phases. But follow the moon is about following your intuition, very literally. Follow the moon, follow your intuition, and it will lead to healing. So follow the moon is about being receptive to intuitive messages, being intuitive to your emotions, and being receptive to that surrender to the wisdom of your body. This is all very connected this week for you, group 2. And then your last card is a prayer or offering for new movement. And I said this, if any of you watched group 1, with these cards, anytime it says God or divine, you are welcome to substitute your higher power of choice. Don't lock yourself into what it says on the card if you're uncomfortable with it. This is fairly unbelievable. So the card that came out from this deck for this group is health. So that's what I was getting very strongly, as this has to do with physical or emotional health for you, group 2 this week. It says, allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I have. May I always know it's doing its best, that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. So I do feel like I need to mention, when I started to read this, I switched a couple of letters in the word sacred, and I, to myself, read it as scared, which I think is meaningful for some people. You know, sometimes when we have a health issue, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, it is scary. So I read this last sentence as, help me be a loving ally and friend to this scared form, which I do think is kind of maybe a meaningful Freudian slip. Because when we're in the energy of fear, it's very detrimental to healing. So just kind of be aware of that this week if you are working on your health and working on manifesting perfect health. And that is also another thing that's coming up, is when we are working on manifesting better health, sometimes it's easy to go into what we don't want. So always be sure, even if you're, dealing with an illness or dealing with some instability right now in your health on any level, still to, if you don't want to if your mind starts going too much, like the monkey mind we mentioned, it's okay to be general, and it's okay to just say, thank you for my perfect health on all levels. Thank you for my perfect health on all levels. Thank you for my healing. You don't have to get into it, and sometimes it's better if we don't. So again, this says health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing its best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. So I feel like this is like a super, super, super important reading for some of you this week, for those of you who chose group 2, that you maybe have a lot on your plate right now. Maybe you've been feeling overwhelmed. And just know that by tuning into the wisdom of your body, sitting with your emotions, asking for perfect health and healing on all levels, that the divine is here to guide you. Spirit is here to guide you. Spirit has a plan. Just slow down, sit in your physical body. Think of it as a friend, as an ally. Know that Spirit and your higher self are here to support you physically, mentally, emotionally, and be accepting of that. So that is your message for this week, group 2. Hi, group 3. So for those of you who chose this fluorite crystal, this is your reading for this week. And again, we are September 20th to 26th is what we're doing. So your supportive crystal energy this week is chrysanthemum stone, which is an absolutely gorgeous stone. When you get it in larger pieces where you can see the markings, it actually looks like there is a chrysanthemum flower, a white chrysanthemum flower on the black base stone. So it's really a cool stone. It connects the heart to the crown chakra. So connecting that love, kind of the field of love, your heart center, to higher source energy, to your higher self, to universal wisdom, to universal love. Its 3 keywords are time travel, harmony, and stability. So any of you that are interested in astral travel, that sort of thing, this is a great crystal to work with. It kind of, I think it's the symbolism of the chrysanthemum. It kind of allows multiple dimensions to unfold when you're in a dream state. So it's a really interesting crystal to work with. Its mantra or affirmation is, I remain filled with wonder as I progress on my spiritual path. I remain filled with wonder as I progress on my spiritual path. So that is your supportive crystal energy for this week if you chose group 3 and the fluorite. Your message of what to release or what to surrender to this week is surrender to inner peace. It says, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So that is your message about what to surrender to or what to let go of, what needs to be released. So maybe those of you who chose group 3 have been stressed out. It would be easy to do right now. There are a lot of stressful situations. So just saying, and this is like kind of with all the wildfires near where I live, this is kind of like a fiery symbolism. So you may be on the West Coast, you may be someplace that's dealing with that stuff, and that adds kind of an extra layer of stress. So saying, yes, we can't avoid the realities of what's going on right now, but surrendering to inner peace is always beneficial. So cultivating inner peace on a daily basis, really making that part of your daily kind of, I don't even want to call it self-care because it's, so many of us think of that as a luxury. This is a necessity. This is as much of a necessity for our physical, mental, and spiritual bodies and emotional bodies as food, as water. Spending some time connecting with our higher selves and our physical bodies, sitting in stillness, doing a guided meditation if you have trouble quieting your mind while sitting in stillness, is a necessity now. So don't think of it like, oh, that's, I would do that if I had the luxury of a little more time. Think of it like water. I need to make time to do this. So surrendering to inner peace, that is what your goal is this week, is surrendering to that energy of inner peace. And then group 3, your spirit animal to guide you, a spirit animal energy to guide you this week, is swan spirit. So interesting. This is the number 60. Swan spirit says it's time for a deep dive. If you think about a swan, they do tend to, I mean, that is the visualization of a swan. That's what you are in for this week. So that's interesting because you may get some messages when you're spending this additional time in inner peace and connecting to your higher self and your subconscious and your emotional self. You may get some messages about what it is you're supposed to be working on, or you may get some clarity about a question you've been pondering. So really important this week. Let me see what this one said again. I remain filled with wonder as I progress on my spiritual path, and then finding inner peace. So this kind of saying that there is going to be something unfolding when you connect to that energy of inner peace and stillness, when you're able to hear what's coming in, that you may be getting some messages about something new you're going to be embarking on, or a spiritual healing, like it's time to really finally address some issues or habits or patterns that you have. It's time for a deep dive into healing. So that's your animal spirit energy for this week, group 3. Then your message from your higher self. Perfect. It's the time to reflect card. So that's the same exact energy as the swan spirit card. And if you look, it's kind of like an energy of as above, so below, or being mirrored. So if there are things that you've been kind of, getting messages about, maybe it's time to work on this. This is kind of that underneath, that shadow, that deep dive, that kind of below the surface energy that says it's time to reflect on the messages you're getting. It's time to reflect on the prompts you're getting. What are you being guided to do? What are your emotions guiding you to do? What messages or prompts are you receiving? That it's time to work on something. I keep getting the message that it's, kind of habits, or maybe you draw the same type of relationships in all the time. Maybe you've been in a job you're not happy with, but you're not sure what to do. Maybe you're kind of stuck creatively. If you are, go back and listen to group 1's reading if it has to do with creativity. Maybe it's a health issue, in which case I would listen to group 2's reading. I feel like these are all very interconnected this week. Do I say that every week? Probably. But I feel like this is something is coming up that it's time to address, but you're just not sure how to. So it's always fine to seek a second opinion. Our gut is our guide, and it's fine if you're comfortable listening to it. And my goal would be for everybody to eventually be comfortable listening to it. But we're not always. It's sometimes it's time to seek outside guidance or outside assistance in the form of a reading, or seeing a counselor, or speaking to a close friend. So if you are having something that you just can't unravel, even though you've done the work, and you feel like it's really time to reflect on this, that you can't find peace until you do figure out why you keep repeating this pattern, or why this topic keeps coming up, or why you still have this question years after you started working on it, then it's time for a deep dive. Well, first it's time to get still so you can hear the guidance. Then it's time for a deep dive, and then it's time to really reflect on what the meaning of this issue is. Why is this coming into your life? Is it something from a past life that you keep repeating? Is it something from childhood you keep repeating? All of this is kind of leading to uncovering something, I guess, is the vibe or the message I'm getting this week. Uncovering something, doing that deep dive so that you can resolve it once and for all. And then your prayer or offering, group 3, is, and this is for movement forward. Oh, it's the true offering card. This is interesting. Okay, so the true offering card says, may I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love me for the highest. I am yours alone. So again, whenever I use these cards, I always like to mention, You can substitute language for these if you want to. If you want to substitute God, my higher self, divine, source energy, whatever higher power that you connect with is fine. So just connecting with that higher energy and saying, okay, I'm ready to kind of let go of whatever this issue or habit or topic or behavior is that I've been dealing with for so long. I'm ready to do the deep dive. I'm ready to spend some time in reflection, figuring this out. This is my offering. I'm ready. And again, it says, may I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love, use me for the highest. I am yours alone. So really an energy of uncovering, bringing things to the light, I think is the message. Doing that deep dive, bringing things to the light, realizing that everybody has issues. Don't blame yourself for anything. But it's time to figure these things out and let go so you can move forward. So time to bring things to the surface is the message I'm getting. And that's how they get healed. So that is your energy for this week, group 3. I hope you enjoyed this week's readings, and I will see you all soon.